So, unbelievably, we actually have something so that we can actually call this show Ship Updates. The M50, sadly, has been pushed into 4.0. What does that mean for the poor old M50? Now, the M50, of course, is one of the few remaining relics. I think it's actually, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below, please do. I believe it's the last of the original flyable ships that hasn't gotten its, kind of 3.0 and beyond rework. It's a ship that has been languishing for quite some time with its, kind of Phase 1 Arena Commander Hangar Module Star Citizen pre-alpha, build. It really just hasn't gotten any of the work that the other ships have gotten, and it has been needing it for a long time. But why is it delayed? Because it's not a core ship to Squadron 42. When you watch a trailer, there's certainly people out there who like to kind of use the Star Citizen or Squadron 42 trailers as their background footage in YouTube videos. I don't, but you get used to seeing those ships. And so one of those things that footage tells you is these are the ships that are a priority for getting fixes. M50 really is not a priority. It's a would be nice, but it's not a must-have, right? So what does it mean? It says 0 of 8 tasks completed for the M50. But once again, do we even know that that's true? I mean, the act of moving a cell from one pile to another pile or one stack to another stack and saying, oh, well, obviously they haven't done anything with it. They may have started it. Once again, this may be something that they started, but the artist just hadn't updated the spreadsheet insofar as how much work they had completed on the ship before someone decided, well, we got to put this aside and put this into the next patch because it's not going to make it. Because I got to think that there was some work done there, but obviously they just didn't get around to it. Chances are a lot of the work is probably just being eaten up, getting the ships that are going to be both interior and exterior usable in Squadron 42 up to par. I mean, you look at the Gladius, you see how the cockpit is in the Gladius versus other current fighters, and you're like, oh shit, that's a big difference. And that's probably where a lot of this work is going. Of course, we know that there are 2 flight-ready concept ships in the works currently, one of which I think we can probably expect to see fairly soon. And I kind of wonder if the M50 hasn't been set aside, if one of the flight-ready concepts is going to come with 3.9. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling that. That is kind of speculation on my end, but I would wonder, if there isn't a flight-ready concept that is going to come with 3.9. Kind of a surprise, and maybe that's one of the factors that could be delaying 3.9. Now, we know what one of the big ones is. It's the Idris mission that we've talked about in the past before. CIG had shown this to us. One of the big problems that CIG told us about when they were showing us the Idris mission was, of course, the fact that it was crashing the game. And it was pretty bad. So that could be something that they're wrestling with right now. That could be a major factor. Of course, you've hyped up this content. You've told everybody about it. You said it's going to be in patch 3.9. Can't wait to get your hands on it. And then all of a sudden you find out that that content is completely crashing the entire game. That could be what is holding 3.9 up as well. I mean, they don't want to release it and then say, oh, well, that content we really hyped up, we kind of had to pull it back because it doesn't work. It doesn't showcase the game well, doesn't show for them well, and, right now Star Citizen probably doesn't need, another piece of like, oh, we're going to release it, and yoink, no, we're not. And especially something big like that Idris mission. A lot of players got really kind of pumped up to fight in Idris and to kind of test out ideas on that, only to find out that, it's going to be kind of pulled back. Going to be a lot of disappointed people, and to be perfectly honest, I mean, there's the FPS fixes in 3.9, which is something that I'm personally very excited to see, or performance enhancements. Let's not call them fixes. Let's call them performance enhancements. Let's use that word. That's something I'm very excited to see. I would love to get back into the bunker busting missions, and of course, taking the Cutlass Red down there and hopefully stealing a few weapons and building up a stockpile of weapons for the future wouldn't be too terrible of an idea if indeed we do get to keep them. Fingers crossed. I wonder what is going on with the M50. If it is just a Squadron 42 thing, is it a flight ready concept? There's numerous possibilities. And I just kind of point these out and say, this is kind of the way things can kind of go. Now, while I was playing and recording this footage here, and you can see the chat up in the window, so I'm not just recycling the footage that I used for yesterday's episode. I saw some rumor mongering in SC, and I just kind of went like, oh my god, dude. Yes, we all want to see 3.9 out. Of course, it's going to hit the Evocati first, and yes, it's a Friday, so it's very likely that we could see 3.9 drop. However, some of the stuff that you see people say in local chat, it really just kind of blows my mind sometimes. And, saying that, oh, I heard it from apparently some French YouTuber that, they spoke to Chris Roberts at SitCon and he said that it was going to be this Friday. And it was like, come on. Chris Roberts, 6 months ago, knew the release date of patch 3.9? Yeah. Come on. The truth is, we don't know. We have indicators. We have likely explanations, Idris Mission is holding things up. Okay, maybe there's some stuff with the FPS corrections or enhancements that is holding things up for 3.9. Possibly. Are we going to get it today? Friday? No. We aren't. Evocati? Maybe. But, we'll just have to wait and see. That is Star Citizen to a T. Wait and see. That's our motto. Wait and see. And wait and wait and wait and see. So yeah, am I excited to get my hands on 3.9? Absolutely. The aforementioned reasons, obviously the bunker missions, FPS fixes, that for me, that's a big thing. Vary up my smuggler-based gameplay a little bit would be very, very welcome. Not asking for the world, just just in the FPS gameplay, if you can make it so that if I empty a magazine into the head of a pirate and they don't react and then they turn around and one-shot me through the face, if you can fix that, I'd be happy. I would be happy for a time. If the Idris mission is really kind of holding things up, then maybe it's not time for the Idris mission. Maybe it's time to just kind of look at the overall enhancements to the current player experience and maybe just getting those in and saying, let's take a step back from this Idris thing and maybe take a healthier look at it and say, is this really something that we entirely need right now? Or was this a bit of fluff to maybe kind of shore up a patch that was looking kind of skinny? Because if we're holding things up for some fluff, why are we holding things up for fluff? Fighting the Idris would be interesting, but let's be honest, it's not going to be an accurate reflection of how the Idris behaves in the final version of the game. There's very little that is an accurate reflection apart from the physical realities of navigating the spaces within the game. There's very little that's reflective of the state of the game. That's why I never talk about weapons and, oh, this is a size 4 turret and this is a size 2 turret and blah, 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 blah. That's why I never get into those things, because that stuff can change 100 million times. It's kind of I'm looking at the alpha of another game currently for their next expansion, and people are talking to me, oh, look at the damage this spell does, look at the damage that weapon does, and I'm like, it doesn't matter. It reflects nothing because none of those numbers are final. So realistically, even fighting the Idris, I don't think that it's going to be an accurate picture of what the Idris is going to be. Would it vary things up? Would it make things interesting? Sure. It'd add a little flavor for about a minute, an hour, a day, and then it would be over and done with, you know? Overall enhancements to the general player experience that we go through every day in the game, if that was all that 3.9 was, I'd accept it gladly. So, I don't know. Food for thought for anyone from CIG watching this video. Of course, that is only one person's opinion and not the opinion of all the Star Citizen backers. Just mine. And maybe, probably, possibly a few others. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the show, and thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. So if you want to keep up with the latest and greatest in Star Citizen and Squadron 42's development, please follow us on our social media channels. See you soon.